Greetings, brave adventurers. Welcome back to RPG A Day 2021. Day 21. And today I am picking on two of the prompts. And those prompts will be challenge and fear. And probably not in the way that you are expecting. I note quite often when I see characters being built, characters being played, whether in real life or I hear about in other people's games, not all of them to be fair, but enough, where people try and make like the best character possible, and they don't want to lose that character. And I've seen people create characters with no discernible weakness, because quite frankly a weakness is a weakness. But are you getting a challenge out of your character if basically nothing challenges them, for lack of a better word? My personal opinion is that every character needs a flaw of some kind, a weakness that you would have to try and overcome in the game. And I don't mean by playing mechanically and going, aha, I'm making sure that all of my saving throws are top notch, or I've got a decent con and strength score to prevent me getting taken down in combat. And so on. Although quite a few flaws and weaknesses are mechanical. For example, when I like to play characters like barbarians, blood ragers, even basic fighters, obviously you expand on their strengths. In this case, their combat abilities. And these sort of characters tend to have good sort of fortitude saves, or saves against poison and petrification and things like that. But they're not really a class that does well on will saves, resisting vile magics and what have you. And I tend to not worry about that. I don't try and build something into the character so that they have a will save, or they have some means of circumventing that. And this has led to instances where either they have suffered to fear and run away, or they have succumbed to an evil spell which has turned them on the party, or at least put them under the thrall of some evil villain or monster. This makes the game interesting. It gives you a challenge. It gives you something to try and work around or resist as a player and as a party. So, for example, the last campaign that I played for Pathfinder was the Sihedron Rune. It was basically the follow-up to the Rise of the Rune Lords campaign. And I played a Catfolk Blood Rager with a low will save. High damage, seriously high damage. Who was smacking monsters and villains aside. But the moment you had something that had a charm effect, he was basically working for the opposition. And on a couple of occasions, yes, he did take down a specific player's, or another member of the player's character. I think I killed about 3 of his characters during the duration of the campaign, because he was always the nearest person whenever I got charmed. Sorry, Luke. But after the party realised this, they started making plans for it. They reacted to that challenge. They would work around including, I mean, my character would pay for scrolls and so on, or we'd put money towards it so that we had some means of countering said charm effects, or that in previous campaigns they had done something similar where everybody purchased flying boots. So when the barbarian, not mine, went into a crazed rage and started killing everything, and potentially his own characters, his own friends, they would take to the sky and let him get on with it. Getting off tangent though, but you should always include some sort of weakness for your character. Sometimes it can be something mechanical like that you don't give them a high will save, or you give them a low fortitude save. But it can also be, if you're not going to take it in a silly direction, you can also do it that they have a fear of something. Which brings us to our second keyword. You might have a character that has a fear of water, deep water. They can't swim, they're not going anywhere in that, they're definitely not going to go on a boat. Maybe it's something like thalassophobia, and they're afraid of what's under the water that they can't see. Maybe they have vertigo, they can't stand heights. Maybe something happened to them as a child, not in a nasty sort of way that you're probably thinking, but now they don't trust anybody, they've been raised with those issues. And you can make these weaknesses into a character trait. You can add something that adds to the roleplay of your character. And these sort of challenges, I mean, those are just a couple of ideas, help in a couple of ways. One, as I say, it bolsters your character. It gives you something to them. It gives them another personality trait or add on to how they view the world and how they do things. But if you take a mechanical side of things, then it gives you something, as I say, that you can try and overcome in game without having to try and use mechanics to do it. Everybody needs a kryptonite, and it makes your games more interesting than if you are a completely walkoverable Superman. Anyway, that's just my thoughts for tonight. Sorry if they ramble a little bit. It's been a long day at work and I am quite tired, but I wanted to get this out before midnight on the right day for a change. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'd love to know your thoughts and views on this. Drop a comment down below. Do a vid or something similar. If you like it, give me a thumbs up please, and subscribe to the channel as it helps. And until next time, take care guys, and good gaming.